We're always told to find our passion, right? Like it's some kind of lost treasure we're supposed to dig up. But what if that's just terrible advice? Today, we're going to break down a really powerful idea from the book Passion Struck. The idea that you don't find your purpose, you actually build it. So, what if purpose isn't this thing you just stumble upon, not some lightning bolt of inspiration that hits you out of the blue? What if it's something you construct, brick by brick, every single day? That's the huge shift we're diving into. An intentional life isn't discovered, it's engineered. And let me tell you, this one idea changes everything. It means you can stop waiting around for a sign and just start building. You're not a seeker anymore. You are the architect of your own life. And these principles we're about to go through, think of them as your blueprints for building a life that's packed with meaning and momentum. So let's get to work. All right, every great building needs a rock-solid foundation. And for an intentional life, that foundation is all internal. It's about getting crystal clear on what you're actually building, and maybe more importantly, who the builder is. First things first, we've got to redefine purpose. It's not some destination on a map. It's a direction you choose to walk. It's a verb, an action. It's your compass, not the buried treasure. And it all boils down to this really simple formula. Purpose equals your chosen direction multiplied by your active ownership of that path. See, it's not enough to just pick a why. You have to go all in and fully own the how. Now, if purpose is your direction, then identity is who you become along the way. And here's the thing, it's not some fixed state of being. It's literally the sum of your actions. It's built with what the book calls receipts, these tiny daily proofs of the person you're choosing to be. This one quote is the ultimate antidote to imposter syndrome. Think about it. You don't just decide you're a writer. You sit down and write. You don't just say you're disciplined. You actually do the hard thing. Your identity isn't who you think you are. It's what your actions prove day in and day out. So how do you actually collect all this evidence? Well, it's a super simple 4-step loop. First, you define who you want to become. Let's say a focused person. Second, you take one tiny, almost laughably small action that proves it. Third, and this part is absolutely crucial, you have to consciously acknowledge it. You say to yourself, see, that was proof. And fourth, you just repeat it every single day. And you know what happens? Every single piece of evidence you collect is like a tiny promise you keep to yourself. This is how you build real, genuine self-trust. It's the mortar that holds your entire inner foundation together. Okay, so once that foundation is laid, the next part of the blueprint is all about engineering your daily systems. And this is not about trying harder or using more effort. It's about making your progress feel automatic. We all think we need more willpower, but that's like trying to push a car uphill. It's just exhausting, and it's totally unreliable when you're stressed. The smart way? It's to reduce friction. You pave the road so the car basically rolls downhill on its own. It's all about making the right actions the easiest actions. This right here is a total game changer, especially if you feel like you're always running out of willpower. Just forget trying harder. Instead, design better defaults. If your running shoes are right by the door, you're way more likely to go for a run. If your phone charges across the room, you're way more likely to read a book. It's simple. Make the right choice the easy choice. And what about momentum? We tend to wait for it, don't we? Like it's some magical mood we have to be in. But it's not a mood you hope for. It's a loop you can engineer. It's an engine that you build yourself, not some giant wave you have to wait to catch. And here's the schematic for that engine. It's 4 simple steps. 1. Take a ridiculously small action. 2. Get immediate feedback. See the result, feel the progress. 3. Make one tiny adjustment. And 4. Repeat it right away. This little cycle creates a powerful flywheel that pretty soon starts to spin all on its own. Okay, so you've laid your inner foundation, you've engineered your daily systems. The final part of this blueprint is to very consciously architect your external world so that it supports your purpose instead of fighting against it. A huge piece of this is totally rethinking how we approach skills. You know, the conventional wisdom says you have to be the absolute best at one thing, a true master. But there's a much more powerful strategy. It's called skill stacking. So instead of trying to be a 10 out of 10 in one area, which is incredibly hard, you become a pretty good 6 out of 10 in, say, 3 different complementary skills. It's the combination of those skills that makes you unique, that makes you valuable, and that gives you what feels like an unfair advantage. Look, your focus is your most valuable currency. You have to architect your life to protect it. This isn't about having more discipline, it's about building walls. You can do this with simple things like time boxes for focused sprints, having a strict one thing at a time rule, and even creating phone exile zones where those distractions literally can't get to you. And finally, you have to architect your social world. The people around you are never neutral. They are either multipliers or they are dividers. They lift you up or they pull you down. The goal is simple. You want to surround yourself with people who amplify your purpose. So we've just walked through the entire blueprint. We've seen how you can build an intentional life from the inside out. But, a blueprint is totally useless until you actually lay the first brick. So let's do a quick recap. Here's your architect's toolkit. First, you lay the foundation with purpose as your direction and identity as your daily practice. Then, you engineer your systems by getting rid of friction and creating momentum loops. And finally, you design your world with skill stacking and by building a fortress for your focus. This whole framework, this entire idea, is built on small, consistent action. So just for a moment, forget about building the whole cathedral. Just look at the blueprints, pick one single principle, and ask yourself this: what is the one brick you're going to lay today?